Well, today we're saving a cat, or at least we're trying to. Sometimes your day just does not go as you saw planned. Walked out the door, and there's a sign on my door saying lost cat. Call this number, and wouldn't you know it, the little lost cat is across the street from me. Unfortunately, as soon as I came back here and I called for Pickle, you see there's a little hole here right there underneath those stairs. She snuck up underneath there. And also, unfortunately, there are two very, very large dogs that live in this house that are not particularly friendly. You can see that there's another street cat here that's moving around the backyard. So my plan today was to go out and do some random acts of kindness and maybe spread some good cheer and do some nice things for people. As you see, I've got my Santa hat prepared and ready to rock and roll. However, apparently my good deed for today is going to be helping some folks from a few streets over try to get their cat back. As an animal person who has been an animal person my entire life, I understand how scary this is and how upsetting it is to lose your beloved little animal. She's from 3 streets over, and I live in a very urban environment where there's a lot of cars. So the fact that she's made it all the way over here and is doing okay, is not injured, doesn't seem to be injured, didn't move like she was injured, is fantastic. We also have a lot of large dogs in the neighborhood, which also is nice that she didn't get attacked by any large animals. Unfortunately, this is probably the one house in the neighborhood, at least on my street, that is not a great house for this cat to be hiding in. Oh wow, another cat. Apparently there's another cat that just snuck up underneath there. So that's where apparently they're all living. I don't think they're home. We've tried to knock on the door and they're not home. There are beware of dogs and trespassing signs. So the idea of jumping up and going over their fence and getting in their backyard is really not appealing. But you never know. As I said in a lot of the videos, you never know where your random act of kindness or your good deed is going to come from, when that opportunity is going to present itself. I had a plan. I had things I wanted to do today, but that's okay. Plans change, plans change. Well, welcome to Good Things for Good People, the little tiny YouTube channel with great big dreams of changing the world for good, one view and one viewer at a time. The whole idea here is we're going to try to use this platform of YouTube to encourage positivity, selflessness, charity, philanthropic type things. The internet's a not great place for most times, but we can do our best to make it a different place. We can provide a singular spot to be able to encourage people to be out there and doing their best for other people and keeping their eyes open for opportunities to improve people's lives. That's what this channel is all about. So if you're here for this point of time and you're interested in this kind of message, it would be great to have you on the team. If you are one of the folks that have come back and you're one of the 460 some odd folks that have already subscribed, it's great to have you here. Got a lot of dogs in my neighborhood.
Come here, little one. That's my girl. Baby girl. Come on. Little one. Little one.
It is amazing how much a small little furry family member can really affect you, losing somebody. That's Pickle is under that house, and she sees us, but she's, I think, probably terrified. There are, I think, 5 other street cats that are underneath there, but she's been lost for 3 days. She got out, she was out at her house a couple of streets over from here, and the rain started to come down, and the other cats came inside and she did not. So we're not sure if maybe she search for some shelter when the rain came or what it was, but she's been lost from her family for 3 days, which is heart-wrenching. If any of you have ever lost a small little animal, they are truly a member of the family and generally pretty helpless, especially since she's a house cat, not a street cat, not a wise and grizzled street cat. So I shot some video the other day when I was out on my back porch, and my little sweetie dog, little miniature pinscher dachshund mix, was nosing her way out underneath our back gate to try to get outside or get out of the yard and out into the alleyway. And you know, I laughed about it and I made fun of it, but it's terrifying when your little puppy dog gets loose. It's a major boost for those of us who are people who like to have contact. Having a dog or a cat like that you can just rub on and love on and unconditionally appreciates you. Well, cats not necessarily always, but it's great for mental health. It really is. It's a wonderful thing. I love having my little sweetie dog around, and I've grown up around animals my whole life, so I can very much empathize with these folks with, you know, their little pickle getting lost. Anyway, this is not normally what this channel is all about, but in the grand scheme of things, I guess it kind of is. You know, making impacts to people's lives on a small scale, not necessarily something on a large scale. So, well, unfortunately, no good end to this story just yet. As cats are wont to do, they don't typically do what their humans ask them to do. So she seems like she is hunkered down, but the neighbor is not home. So we have left him some information, and hopefully that there's going to be a good end to this story. I'll keep you guys posted. If I hear anything by the end of this video, I'll let you know. But we're getting to the last hour and a half or so of daylight. You know, it's funny, like I was intending to go out today in search of random acts of kindness to do, to be honest with you. I have some things that I wanted to do today, and I had some shopping that I want to do, which I'll still get done. But I actually was kind of purposely leaving the house looking for something I could do for somebody. And over the last 35 days, I'd say, 36 days that we've had this project going, I have noticed a pretty interesting change in myself, as well as some others around me, as far as our willingness and our openness and our desire to do things for other people. Not that we weren't, you know, good people before, that we didn't do this kind of stuff before, but I've changed myself in just a short period of time, and I'm excited about that, because I'm interested to see where that goes, what that leads to. I'm certainly not somebody who is perfect. I'm more than willing to admit that, and I would like to see myself be a better person. And I think this might be maybe a help for me. You know, this might be something that motivates and gets me going to become a better person and more selfless and more interested in helping others, not necessarily just helping myself. Not that I'm a greedy person. I'm a pretty giving person. I always kind of have been. But, you know, it's all about repetition, right? Whether it's, you know, your eating habits or your gym habits or whatever the case may be, it's all about repetition. The more you repeat a thing, the more you repeat a behavior and model a thing, the more likely that is to stick. And I think that's probably kind of true with this. You know, when you get used to keeping your eyes out for other people that you can possibly help, or people who are in need of something, I think you're presented with more of those opportunities. You spot more of them. You get more opportunities and chances to truly impact other people around you, which is the only challenge at that point is you've got to be the one that accepts the challenge, right? You've got to be the person that stops the car, that reads the sign, that gets out and says, hey, how can I help, or checks on somebody. which is not always easy to do. You know, depending on where you live, you may not be in a real good area. You may not feel comfortable going up to somebody that you don't know that's in a bad way. And I can understand that. That's certainly something that is normal. You know, I have spoken with a lot of folks that most people probably would not feel comfortable just walking up to and talking, because I want to be able to engage those folks, and I want to see what I can do to help them. I've got a couple of projects that I'm working on, projects being people. I don't want to discuss quite yet, but there's something to that whole helping a person get out of a rut or get out of a negative situation in their lives. That does help the person, but it also helps the person helping the person. I've mentioned this before, that a lot of times the act of giving is wonderful, and it feels great to, you know, it's nice for somebody to receive your charity or your help, but it also is extremely nice for the person who is giving that, because it gives you a good warm fuzzy feeling. And you don't have to be a fat dude with a beard and a Santa hat to be able to feel that. That's just one of the best benefits of being a giving person and giving to other people. So I have a couple of things that I want to go do shopping wise today, and I'm going to go get those things done, and then we're going to wrap this video up and we'll go from there. Now, a couple things I do want to address with the channel, as far as growth and things go. For those of you who have been here before, you know that I do tend to go over the analytics of how the channel is progressing and why it's going well or not going well, and what I'm able to do for that. And the last couple of days have been a little challenging with Thanksgiving. I know that's part of it. I'm also not pulling on one of the levers as far as sharing this video to the main Lucor page, because I want to see if this thing can have an organic growth kind of thing. If it can be self-sustaining and still grow and still get good viewership and good view time without me throwing a 36,000 subscriber page at it to kind of put my thumb on the scale. And so far, it looks like the answer is not really. It seems like we're not really getting much traction. Now, I'm going to keep this process going. I'm gonna deal with a little bit of slow growth, if that's the case, for right now, because I want to see whether or not this actually works. One of the neat things with having this brand new page, we can make mistakes. We can try whatever we want to try. We can see if this works, and if it doesn't work, oh well, we tried. Try something else. We could try this, see if it works. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, okay, we'll try something else. There's a lot of things that are out there that show you, this is how you grow a YouTube channel. This is how you blah, 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 blah. And some of that's true. Some of that may work. Some of that may not work. I'm gonna sit down here on the steps of this old crack house that's no longer here. But, you never really know until you try whether or not it's going to work, whether or not it's not going to work. And I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to try. The YouTube thing is a mysterious world. It really is. What works for one person does not necessarily work for another person. Posting times, thumbnails, you name it. There's all kinds of different things that can help or hurt. And this is going to be a tricky thing. The YouTube philanthropy thing and random acts of kindness and positivity, it's not really a searchable thing. There's really just not anything out there. And I know I could lean on the automotive side of things, because that's where most people probably know me from. And I could make some automotive content and then use that to involve people or get people going on the whole subject matter. But I want to keep this thing real focused. I don't want to cheat the system. I want to do this honestly. Now, the other option is the win is a win. So whatever you got to do to get there, also in the back of my mind. So we'll see. I don't know. it's been a good couple days. I've had a great time. I've had a great Thanksgiving. Hopefully you did as well. Hopefully you spent time around loved ones, whether it's friends or family or whomever. I got a lot of food in my belly, and I had a good deal of adult beverages, and it was a good day. It's been a good couple of days. So let me get some shopping done. I got to go do some spending of the monies. And then I will get back home and we will do some analytics specifically on where we are, how we're doing, and then we'll wrap this video up. So hang out just a little bit. I'll be right back with you. Finished up all my shopping and shenanigans, and we are back at the house. Let's talk about some analytics, and then we'll wrap this video up, and you guys can enjoy the rest of your weekend, or at least the rest of your evening. We do these videos every day, so I'll see you again tomorrow. But let's get into some analytics real quick. It is 5:48 p.m. We go to our dashboard here. See, we are currently at 466 subscribers. This is the video that went up yesterday, the Happy Thanksgiving video. I did not put up a short yesterday, just this big, the full-length, long-form video, although this one was kind of a shorter-form video. It is, unfortunately, our second worst video we've done in the last 2 weeks. It's 9 out of 10. So you can see typical, success rate here in the mid 100s, high 100s. This is at 104, so it didn't do nearly as well. Average watch duration is only 6 minutes and 5 seconds. Click-through rate is pretty good, but this and this are both too low. However, that's also because, as I said, I have not shared this to the Lucor page. I'm kind of trying to see if this can stand on its own 2 feet without me kind of goosing the numbers. So let's go into some analytics specifically on the day. You can see here as the line has kind of fallen down from 417 to 400, or from 417, to 323. That went down a little bit. You can see the watch time went down considerably from Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday. Now, this is a number of things. This is Thanksgiving, so a lot of people are probably not watching things on Thanksgiving. It's also a shorter video, so each view is not going to be as long as a normal view. It's also a matter of I'm not leaning on it with all my other little trickeries that I can do to make it go somewhere. So yes, it's a lower viewed day, but it's a holiday, and there's a lot of things that we got to keep in mind there. Subscribers, we only picked up 1 subscriber, so if you are the Thanksgiving subscriber, thanks for being here. I appreciate you joining in. We will go to the actual specifics on this video real quick, and you can see kind of the typical trend here. Normally, it keeps on rocking and rolling, and this one just kind of petered off. But again, this went up during Thanksgiving time, so I put it up in the evening on Thanksgiving, and then people are probably spending time with family or whatever, and or it went up kind of late. So the video went up at 5 o'clock. So by 11, everybody's pretty much in a turkey coma, and it didn't really continue much. Now it's going to continue to kind of slow roll and grow a little bit, but it didn't do nearly as well as we would like it to do. But again, we already have our excuses as to why that is. If we go look at our audience, again, it's going to be kind of more of the same. Subscribers are the vast majority of the viewership minutes versus non-subscribed. View count is exactly the same idea. 71 subscribed views versus 14 non-subscribed views. This is largely because of the fact that I did not push this video anywhere other than on Instagram, Facebook, and on here. I did not do anything on the other YouTube channel. And you can see average watch duration was decent. It's only a 10-minute video or so. So 7.5 minutes for subscribed people. Non-subscribed people continues to be pretty terrible. But, it is what it is. I did not, as I said, I am not really leaning on this video. I did not use any tags to help this video grow. If you go down here, there's nothing that makes this video searchable, which is something I'm going to try for right now. So typically speaking, and this gets into a little bit of specifics on the YouTube side of things, the idea with that is if you don't tag and make a video searchable, that the vast majority of people who are going to watch it are your subscribers, because they're going to get notifications for it. They're going to see it. Typically speaking, subscribers spend more time on a video, which YouTube is going to see as, okay, people are actually interested in this video. And then YouTube itself will start pushing that video out there, versus making it searchable, in which case you may get more views at the beginning, but they may not necessarily be very good quality views, and YouTube may kind of penalize you, sort of. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's hard to figure this stuff out, but the nice thing is, with this project, we can kind of test this and test that and see what happens. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it's okay. We're still growing. We're still doing things. We're getting better. We've got as long as we need to take with this. This is not something where we have to have it right now. We have to have success. It's gonna succeed. It's gonna be a thing. We're going to get there. It's just a matter of when at this point in time. And if it takes a little bit longer, but we learn some stuff, that's okay. I'm not real worried about it. I would also like to say that I do actually have probably the most non-manly injury that I've ever thought I would ever mention. I have selfie shoulder. This shoulder. I'm typically holding my camera or my phone with my right arm up here in the air, and I I have injured myself from filming these videos. Oh man, that doesn't sound manly at all. But I'm going to do my best to try to kind of make do left-handed here, and try not to injure myself or agitate myself. I'm getting a little older. Don't let the gray beard fool you. I am getting a little older. And apparently my body doesn't like holding things in isometric stretches for 10 or 15 minutes at a time, but whatever. Anyway, folks, that's where we are for today. I'm excited to see where we go. Today's going to be probably a pretty slow day because the video is not going to go up until in the evening. And there's a video on the Lucor channel, but holiday weekends are really tough to figure out whether or not they're going to be successful or not. But as far as I'm concerned, we're all winning together. We're going to make this a thing. So, and update on the cat situation. Pickle has not made it out of the house yet. She is still underneath that house. As far as we know, she has not made it home, but I will keep my eye out for Pickle, and I'll keep you guys posted on whether or not she makes it home. Hopefully she does. Have a great evening, folks. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, by the way, go Buckeyes tomorrow. Playing that state up north. Noon game. Should be interesting. See you tomorrow, guys.